Okay, so, um, I just heard probably some of the saddest news I think I heard in a while regarding one of my favorite shows to watch. Um, Netflix canceled Inside Job. I'll be talking about that in this video to be sure, but absolutely that is my low for the day. My high for the day is, luckily, a show did premiere yesterday that I'm also going to be talking about. I mean, no, it totally didn't fill the void of Inside Job, but I thought it was good. As well as, AGT All-Stars last night, that was awesome. And spending time with family, that was also great. And my act of kindness was, what was my act of kindness? I remember I did hold the door for some people yesterday. That was nice. Hey, an act of kindness doesn't have to be a grandiose thing. Just a simple gesture is all you gotta do, right? I just forgot that I did that. So, good morning, and happy Tuesday. So, let's start with the really sad news first. That Netflix canceled Inside Job. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that really infuriates me. Like, you have no idea. For those of you who don't already know, Inside Job was a show that premiered on Netflix on October in 2021. And I remember seeing the trailer for the commercial, for Inside Job, and I'm like, the animation looks nice, the cast looks spot on, and it looks smart, it looks really funny. Like, I want to see this show. And come October 2021, first season of Inside Job premieres, and it was everything I was hoping it would be. I thought it was one of the smartest, funniest shows I had seen in a long time. And it was really starting to check a lot of boxes that a lot of adult animated cartoons never really seem to check anymore. So, the first season ends on a cliffhanger, and we finally do get season 2 over 1 year and 1 month later. And believe me, it was worth the wait. It answered a lot of questions while also raising some new ones. And yeah, season 2 ended on a cliffhanger, but this one felt more optimistic. And this is going into spoilers. At the end of season 1, Reagan is about to, the main character, her name is Reagan, she was about to be the head of Cognito Inc., which is where she works, but her father usurped her. At the end of season 2, she finally gets to lead Cognito Inc., and she gets in touch with, the Rogues. They're like the masterminds of everything that goes on in the world. And she wants to know exactly what they're up to. And basically, it's the sort of thing where Reagan's like, okay, by the end of the episode, the end of the season, she has eyes on them, and the Rogues have eyes on her. Something is going to come to a head. And if they just had one more season to flesh everything out, I'm sure they would have nailed it. But sadly, that's not going to happen for now. So, you better believe from now on, I have an idea as to what I can do to help bring it back. At least I'm going to try to anyway. Hopefully it works. But if not, I'm still going to keep trying it. It'll become apparent in the descriptions. and other places that I try to fix it. But this breaks my heart. It does. Like, too often, good animated shows get canceled, like, before they reach the pinnacle of how great they can be. I mean, in recent years, it's happened to Gravity Falls. It happened to The Owl House just recently. Yeah, I've been watching The Owl House. It's really good. It's just, Amphibia was better for me. And now inside, I just realized Alex Hirsch works on all three of those shows. No, it ain't good. It's not him. Alex Hirsch is awesome. Although, they did Inside Job dirty here. They really did that show dirty. Like, one more season would have been perfect. At least, I mean, you know, you at least need a big damn trilogy. That's what you need. You know, Kid Cosmic had one. Well, Centaur World got theirs done within 2 seasons. Amphibia had 3 great seasons. Like, a good show, especially with like an overarching story, is more than capable of wrapping it all up in 3 seasons. And it really did feel like if Inside Job just had one more season, just one more, it would have been fine. Oh, the Cuphead Show, that also had 3 seasons, and that was great. So, yeah, we gotta do something to bring Inside Job back. Hashtag bring back Inside Job. You know what? That's something. I'm gonna put that hashtag everywhere I can because I want that show to come back. I don't care if I'm the only one who does it. I want that show to come back because it's a great show. And if you have a Netflix, if there are any other means to see Inside Job, give it a watch. I think it's one of the smartest, funniest shows I've seen in years. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Let's talk about everything else I saw yesterday. Specifically, the new show that aired on Hulu, which was Koala Man. Yeah, I binge watched all of Koala Man. And you know what? I can definitely say this about Koala Man. It really helped take some of the sting off of Inside Job being canceled. It really did. Because Koala Man I thought was really funny. It stars this one guy named Kevin, who basically, you know what Koala Man is? I'm really hoping to get this comparison right. It's Kick-Ass meets, I had this comparison earlier. Kick-Ass meets Darkwing Duck meets what's a good comparison for this? It's a family of 4. So, and an editor. What will this say for the sake of art? I guess meets South Park. Yeah. Like, some of the crude yet smart writing of South Park meets the idea of being like a real world, quote unquote real world, superhero and Kick-Ass, with the fact that Darkwing Duck is essentially a guy who wants to do good, but also wants a little bit of glory as well, while also being a good father. Like, that's what the show is. And I thought it was really, really good. And it's definitely smart in the way, like, you know why Kevin wanted to become Koala Man. Like, his origin story is his dad was really, like, a hard-nosed guy, but he winds up going to jail because, actually, we don't know why he winds up going to jail, but, you know, it was because he believes that the police system is corrupt. And so Kevin decides to dedicate his life to fighting justice in his town of Dapto. spelled Dapto. It's actually a really funny name for a town. And, you know, eventually he gets older and marries his wife. And they find like a little baby koala he nurses to health. And just as he's trying to leave this koala that he names Mindy back in the wild, it gets run over. And all throughout, like, this series, like, so many crazy things are happening in the town of Dapto. Like, there's another emu war. There's a day called Bin Day, which is essentially garbage day because, you know, we have garbage bins. There's a plot device called the Red Hot Rule, which, okay, this is going to determine whether or not you're going to be into the show. See, Australia is 15 hours ahead of the rest of the world. By that logic, they are in the future. So, theoretically, and this is how the show works, it's called the Red Hot Rule. The people of Australia have the power to call other areas of the world, because remember, they're in the past and Australia's in the future. Tell them like, oh, this is going to happen, and it wildly changes the future. Like, there's this one character, I forget his name, hold on. I have the notes right in front of me. I think his name is Maxwell, this really old guy who's like in a wheelchair all the time. Is it Maxwell? Where is it? Hold on. I guess they don't specify who actually voices him. Although Justin Roiland voices one of the villains of the show. That's really cool. Justin Roiland, Rick and Morty. Yeah, he's an American called Chad Wagon. Basically, the Red Hot Rule I just mentioned, Maxwell calls like the rest of the world, telling them that the Titanic is going to sink by iceberg. And I don't want to give away how it happens, but it leads to America blowing itself up, Hollywood being its own floating island, and this one American named Chad Wagon, who's voiced by Rick and Morty himself, Justin Roiland, and he's like one of the villains of the show. It's awesome. And they have like really funny jokes, like Nicole Kidman is the Queen of Australia. Again, if you're able to buy any of this, you'll like the show. Hugh Jackman plays Big Greg, who's Kevin's boss. This is a really funny show. But here's how the show got interesting for me. See, all throughout the season, there's actually a supervillain known as the Kookaburra. And his villain origin, he might actually have one of the best villain origin stories I've ever seen. Especially when it involves, I'm not going to give away how, but when Kevin was a kid, he messed up the person who became the Kookaburra's life, which led to, I'm going to give it away. So basically, Kevin had a childhood friend named Chris. Now, after Kevin's father got arrested, he said he decided he was going to dedicate his life to, justice and fighting crime and stuff like that, which is awesome. So, and keep in mind, he's a little kid. So all he can really do is be the hall monitor at his local school, right? So he sees his friend Chris, who really has to go to the bathroom. And he's like, "Do you have your hall pass?" He's like, "No, I don't have my hall pass. Sorry, I can't let you in unless you get your hall pass. Let's go get your hall pass." So he has to go back and get his hall pass, but he can't hold it in anymore. So he has an accident right in front of everyone in class. His father tells him that he's disappointed in Chris right before they get in a huge car accident, which maims Chris's face and obviously kills his parents. No one's around to give Chris's grandmother medication. So basically, he wets his pants in school. His parents died. His grandma died. All because, straight up, Kevin wouldn't let him use the bathroom because of a hall pass nonsense. So he becomes the kookaburra, because the kookaburra was like the only thing left of his family. It was for those of you who don't know, a kookaburra is like a bird with a really annoying sound. So he does everything he can to mess up Kevin's life. Like, when Kevin takes the bins out, he puts the bins away. He was the one who started the second Great Emu War. Like, all sorts of crazy stuff. Like, this is actually a pretty smart and elaborate villain origin story. I like this. I'm not going to give away how the season ends, but the post-credits scene says that Koala Man will return. So, if we do get a second season, I'll watch it. Sure. I thought it was really funny. And really good, too. Now, before I end it off, I have to say congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs for winning the national championship, being the first repeat champions of the college football playoff era. Yes, Alabama won back-to-back before, but that was before the college football playoff existed. This is the first time it's happened since the college football playoff began. And, yeah, Georgia played like the Georgia that everyone knows Georgia can play as. I picked Georgia. So, yeah, I'll work the picks I got right and wrong later. But for now, yes, the national championship game makes up for the Bills-Bengals game that got canceled. Now, to really end things off, let's talk about America's Got Talent All-Stars, because I gotta change my notes. Oh, there we go. So, congratulations to Aiden Bryant and the Detroit Youth Choir. They're the two acts that moved on, but all the other acts were fantastic. Sarah James came back. Dustin Savelia came back. And Tone the Chief, man. I forgot all about that one. I remember Tone the Chief. He had one single called B-O-O-T-Y. I'm going to have that song stuck in my head forever. It is catchy, though. Victoria Bueno came back. Jackie Fabulous came back. Like, this is a good episode, to be sure. Like, these are all pretty much every single one of these acts was worthy of making it into the final. It just happened to be that Aiden Bryant, the Detroit Youth, Aiden Bryant deserved to be voted in. But the Detroit Youth Choir, I'm like, yeah. My man, Terry Crews, just slammed that golden buzzer. You know what? It is funny. When the Detroit Youth Choir first came on a couple of years ago, it was Terry Crews that rang the golden buzzer. And you know what? I got a quote what Terry Crews said last night. For that choir, one golden buzzer is never enough. And he's right. It wasn't enough. That's why it was so satisfying to see the Detroit Youth Choir go on to the final. I'm curious to see what they do in a few weeks. We'll just have to see from there. So, yeah. Pretty sad news yesterday, but definitely between Koala Man and America's Got Talent All-Stars, I'm pretty good. And, picking Georgia to win, and they did, that was great too. So, yeah, not a bad day. It's just, until Inside Job, unless we can find a way to get Inside Job back, I'm going to be brokenhearted for a while. Not like the heartbreak I had in 2022, believe me, it's not that bad. But this one definitely hurts. But everything else about yesterday was pretty good. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I have a home news video for all of you guys watching Joy for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, we'll be here to lend you. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.